I can remember the first time that I attempted a triathlon, I almost drowned. When my face hit the water for the first time, I lost my breath. When I say that I almost drowned, like, I'm not exaggerating. I just got back from Iraq. I was in the best shape of my life. I was working out twice a day. I just started CrossFit. Like, I was a stud, and I thought that I had this triathlon nailed. Turns out I was in major denial. I was in denial about how hard the swim was, about how hard it was going to be to get from one side of the shore to the next, and it almost cost me. When it comes to hacking your wealth, when it comes to taking charge of your money, so many people are in denial about their finances. They have no clue what's going on. They need to stop. You need to stop. So today I want to answer what are the 5 money questions that most people are in denial about, and maybe you are in denial about too. We're going to find out what those 5 money questions are right now. All right, the first money question that most people are in denial about is how much are you saving per month? And I'm not talking about the percentage, because most people that are saving, they'll sign up for their 401k, they'll have a certain percentage come out of their paycheck, but they don't know what that percentage equates to in actual dollars. So I don't care about the percentage. I want to know what is the dollar amount that you are saving per month. And you're probably wondering, like, why is that such a big deal? And the big deal is because you need to know what's going on with your finances. And if you don't know the dollar amount that you're saving, then how can you actually plan to achieve their goals? And that's why I see a lot of people that don't know how much they're saving per month. They don't know how much they are spending per month. They don't know how much they are wasting away on stupid payments. Another video that I did, I talk about the #1 wealth killer, and that is the car payment. You can watch that video to learn more about how much people are wasting on stupid car payments. And that all ties into how much you are saving per month, because if you don't know how much you're saving per month, then you don't know how much you are spending per month, and you're never going to build wealth if you don't know what's going on with your money. All right, question number 2 is how much in interest are you paying each month? A lot of people have debt, duh. We've got student loan debt, we got credit card debts, we have those stupid auto loan payments. And all we do is try to factor in what's the minimum payment that I can pay each month to keep the credit card companies away, to keep my student loan companies away. It's not about making the minimum payment, because if we're just making the minimum payment, then it is going to take us an eternity to pay off all of our debt. So we need to know how much in interest are we paying per month. So let me give an example how this plays out in the real world. As we mentioned before, the average credit card balance that people have is $16,000. And let's say that you are paying 18% interest on your money. The minimum payment on that would be about $321 per month that you'd make on that, just to keep the credit card companies away. Well, of your $320 payment, $240 of that is going towards interest and interest alone. You're only paying off $80 of principal. So you're making a monthly payment, the minimum payment, yes, but only $80 is actually paying off your debt. The rest of that is just going towards interest. And this applies to all types of debt. There's credit card debt. We talked about student loans. We had talked about car note. This is even your mortgage debt. The least that you pay on your debt, you're just going towards interest and interest alone. You want to accelerate those payments, get rid of that debt. Stop just paying interest and pay down your principal. All right, the third question that most people are in denial about is how much of your money is in the stock market? How much of your portfolio is in the stock market? This is one of my favorite ones, because as a financial planner, I would ask this question all the time. I want to know, dear Mr. and Ms. Client, like, how much of your money is in the stock market? And you know the response that I got majority of the time, actually probably more like 98.9% of the time, was, I don't know. Most people had zero clue how much of their money was in the stock market. To drive this point home, I'll tell you a story about a good friend of mine. He was my college roommate. He was an MBA electrical engineer, and he just started his job with his new company. He was putting money into his 401k, and he couldn't figure out why his 401k wasn't keeping up with the stock market. The stock market was crushing it, but his 401k was making next to nothing. So when I got a chance to finally look at his 401k, turns out mystery solved. The reason was that his portfolio, his 401k, 401k only had about 50% of his money in the stock market. Now keep in mind, like, he was in his mid-20s. He should have been investing aggressively, but he had no idea what he was doing. He just picked some random mutual funds in his 401k, and turns out that most of those mutual funds were all in bonds. So here we had this 25-year-old that was investing into bonds like a 65-year-old, and he should have been making a lot more money, but he didn't know how much of his portfolio was in the stock market. The easiest way to find out how much of your money is actually in the stock market is to download a free app called Personal Capital. And I'll have a link in the description below. But Personal Capital is a free app that will track your entire portfolio. Not only will you know how much of your portfolio is in the stock market, it'll track everything you need to know about your portfolio. As a financial advisor, it's one of my favorite tools that will show you anything and everything you need to know about your investments. All right, number 4 is, would my family be taken care of if something happened to me if I died? Now, this is probably kind of a morbid question, but a question that needs to be answered. And most people that don't want to talk about this, they are in denial about their situation. Okay, if you're one of my younger viewers watching this in your mid-20s, you don't have any kids yet, then you can skip to number 5. But if you are a young family, if you have young kids, if you have a spouse that you care about, then you want to pay attention to this. Because I talk to so many young families that don't have any life insurance. They haven't taken the time to set up their will. It's reported that over 60% of people don't have a will set up that have a family. Do you want your family to be taken care of? Do you want them to have to worry about what happens to your estate if you die? Or do you want the courts to take it over? And we're not just seeing this in young families, we see this with celebrities. Heath Ledger, Bob Marley, Prince, Aretha Franklin, all these celebrities did not have a will set up, so therefore the court had to decide how their money gets dispersed. You don't want that to happen with your family. The same thing with life insurance. If you are the sole provider for your family, then why don't you have any life insurance if something happens to you? Term life insurance is one of the cheapest investments that you can make for yourself, for your family, so stop being cheap and take out a life insurance policy. Question number 5 that most people are in denial about is, when do you want to retire? Now, I know if you're watching this and if you're your mid-20s, 30s, like, talking about retirement seems like something that only old people talk about. But the reality is, choosing when you want to retire, deciding when that time is a goal that you can start working towards right now. So if you are 25 years old and you want to retire at 45, then you can start putting into place the things that you need to accomplish that goal. So whether that means that you want to start saving more, that means if you want to start cutting your spending, or if you want to start a side hustle, a side business that allows you to start saving more money to accomplish that goal, you can start doing it now. But you can't work towards that goal if you don't know when that goal is. So answering that question, when do I want to retire? When is my target goal to make that happen so that you can start working towards it right now? As you can see, most of these questions are not that hard to answer or figure out. It's just a matter of sitting down, devoting some time, and putting some work in. If you want to accomplish some of these goals, if you want to get out of denial, it takes work. It takes some dedication. It takes some perseverance just to sit down and make it happen. And if you truly want to be a wealth hacker, then these are the 5 questions that you have to stop being in denial about and figure it out. So I want to know, of these 5 questions, which one did you learn the most about you? What is something that you didn't know? Was it how much you were saving per month? Was it how much you have in the stock market? I want to know. Share in the comments below, because guess what? I want to help you hack your wealth. I want to help others hack their wealth. And it all starts by getting out of denial, and it all starts today. All right, this is Jeff Rose reminding you that it's your money, it's your life, and only you can make it awesome if you stop being in denial about your money. Stop it. Start now. Peace.